Every morning, they rise before the sun and gather at the starting line.
Mark, get set, go. Let's go.
Through the woods of Hubbardston, Massachusetts, they run 7 long miles. For students at the Ron Burton Training Village, the pre-dawn run is as much tradition as it is a test. It's the same test that helped founder Ron Burton Sr. turn childhood adversity into triumph.
My dad always thought that the struggle would make you stronger. Don't think of it as a negative, think of it as a positive, because once you're able to overcome that adversity, that's how you build, that's how you get better.
Ron Burton Sr. grew up dirt poor in Springfield, Ohio in the 1940s. His mother died at an early age, and he was raised by his grandmother.
He had a very humble upbringing. He was a guy that was teased quite a bit. His nickname was called Nothing. Adults, kids, all alike called him Nothing.
So when they see him coming down the hallway, see him coming down the street, they say, "Here comes Nothing." And he would cry every day.
And he figured that if he can get good at something, just one thing, he could erase the name.
In middle school, that one thing for Burton was football. But the bench-warming running back didn't see the field until the final play of his 8th grade season, where his lone run caught the eye of a high school coach.
And the coach said to him, "I see some things in you, Ron, that some of the other guys don't have." He said there was an element of courage that he had that none of the other guys had. And he explained to him, look, if you get up at 4:30 in the morning and start running 7 miles, you're gonna start to find yourself passing a lot of these other guys. And so he was talking to a kid who was willing to pay any price to erase that moniker of Nothing.
From that day on, and for the next 8 years, Burton ran. Miles turned to touchdowns as Burton blossomed into a high school star. He attended Northwestern on a football scholarship, where he went on to become an All-American and the first draft choice of the AFL's Boston Patriots in 1960.
Boston gets to the 1 and Pirelli sends Burton crashing into the end zone. And the former Northwestern All-American sprints all the way to complete a 73-yard scoring strike.
I loved watching him run. He ran, he cut, and he just had joy in his heart when he ran. He loved football.
After 7 seasons as a Patriot, the kid once nicknamed Nothing risked everything, putting up his own money to help underprivileged youth like himself.
We had a family meeting. And he's like, look, we're gonna pay it forward. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna gather up all the nothings of the world, the people who are struggling, the downtrodden, the people that really nobody wants, and we're gonna train them. We're gonna turn them into something. We're gonna create a training village.
I enjoyed a great deal of success in the world of sports, and all I'm trying to do is give back a portion that's been given to me.
My father had a dream to create a heavenly place on earth in order to provide an opportunity for less fortunate children to achieve their dreams.
Ron Burton's dream broke ground in 1985, and the training village has grown ever since. Every summer, the village hosts an intensive 5-week training session. But RBTV is more than a summer sports camp. It's a 7-year, year-round commitment dedicated to the physical, academic, and spiritual growth of boys and girls alike.
RBTV is not for everybody. It's for the poor, the meek, those who are falling through the cracks, and those who are hungry for opportunity.
That's what we want. We want a kid who just willing to pay the price, and you'll reach the goals that you'll set out. If you work for it, if you're determined to reach it.
92% of RBTV students graduate high school and pursue college. To date, the program has awarded over $2.3 million in college scholarships.
It's definitely helped me all around, like spiritually, mentally, physically. I mean, the past me wouldn't be doing this, honestly. You would never find me running a mile, and every single time I finish that 7 miles, I am proud of myself.
Ron told me, he said, do you understand, this is my purpose. He said, I went through what I went through, so I knew the importance of giving back, of really serving.
I knew Ron, I spent time with him. You know, his influence is felt. He was such a kind man, and he'd always finish up saying, love you. And sometimes when people say that, you think they're full of hogwash, but he really meant it.
In 2003, Ron Burton lost a lengthy battle to bone cancer. Before his death, Robert Kraft and the Patriots established a community service award, given annually to the Patriot who best exemplifies the servanthood of the team's first draft choice.
Ron Burton left an unbelievable legacy, being able to establish himself not just on the field, but off the field too, with his charitable foundation, that we now have an award named after him.
Ron Burton truly made a difference with his life, and the impact of his legacy is being carried on by his children and still being felt today.
What Robert Kraft did in creating the Ron Burton Community Award changed our family. It changed the legacy of RBTV in such a mighty way. It gives us a platform to spread my father's message. And the bond with the Patriots is stronger than ever.
Let's go, Patriots! Let's go, Patriots!
You guys go together?
I feel blessed that I've gotten the opportunity to continue to talk to them every year, to go to the training village, to be around their family. You get to kind of understand what they're made of and why they do what they do.
Good job!
I think the way that they mold young men is really important. And in a day and age where we're lacking young men who are leaders, to be able to be a part of an entity that's trying to put beacons of light out into the world, it's really an honor for me.
Over 9,000 students have been through the gates in Hubbardston and have made an impact throughout New England and the world. But perhaps the greatest testament is former RBTV student and current Patriot safety, Obi Melifonwu.
My experience at RBTV was nothing short of amazing. The 7-mile run was the hardest thing I ever had to do. Not only did that run show me that in life, there's ups and downs, there's obstacles, there's adversity. And it's just crazy to think that 13 years later, that I would be wearing number 22, Ron Burton Sr.'s number. The man that changed my life forever, that's something that I'll carry on for the rest of my life. Thank you.
The fact that he came through Ron Burton's legacy is now with the Patriots wearing Ron Burton's number, and the specialness of that can't be understated.
Being here and seeing this great facility and how his legacy has lasted, it really makes me proud to be associated with the Burton family. And we're very lucky to have had him in this community. And this is really a very, very special place.